Hello everyone, it's Doe from Doe's Junkie Journals. I can't talk. It's been so long since I did this. It's crazy how 1 month can make a difference. I've just got this closed with some seam binding. This was a somewhat hard luck journal. So I'll try to explain a little bit. This was made along with Andrea from Artymaze, Andrea Allen, and she had challenged us to make the journal and to put a cover on it that was well, what are they calling it? Anyway, you know, where you make the mat and you put it on and maybe it's cardboard or something. Well, I made that, and then when I started to do the cover, I had 2 journals ready at the same time, and I ended up putting this cover on here, and it belonged on the other journal, and then the other journal, the cover didn't work for it, for the inside of it, so I had to make a new cover for it. So I've still got the cover made with the corrugated cardboard. So this is pretty heavyweight cardstock. And this is just a paper from my paper pad. And it's so fat, unless you have it tied, that it does this. And so I didn't put anything in the front or the back. I've got several layers here. I've got a layer of cardstock, and I believe this is another layer of cardstock. And then a paper from an old book, and then this piece is actually from Shabbydabbydooddah's Gosford Green, and like I said, this cover belonged on that book. And this is just a piece of paper pad that I thought coincided with it. So, and this is just, it's not muslin, it's more of a linen type fabric that has the nubbies in it. I can't remember now what they call it. Anyway, this is not a kit. It may have some kit papers in it, but it's not really made with a kit. It's 9 inches by 6 inches, has 86 pages, and that's counting both sides of each page. And it has eco-dyed papers in it from Artymaze. It has collage papers in it, and I think there's a little bit of Tinson in here. You see, the back is just totally plain. So we'll go inside and look at it. This first page, I've made I guess you'd call it a tuck from an envelope, and I've used collage papers here and here, and this is one of Artymaze's vintage type journaling cards. And so I believe the challenge, this has been so long ago, I believe she was saying use things you have. Try not to make up or buy anything. Just use what you have. This is a small little stencil. And this is an envelope that I had made up, or pocket, whatever you'd like to call it. And I put a piece of Gosford Green on it from Shabbydabbydoodah. And this index card was already made up from quite some time ago, and it has some, whichever way it goes, it has some book papers a butterfly and just some odd pieces, and it goes right in there. And it's open behind if you wanted to put some more in it. And this is just a piece of brown. I believe I may have made this from a paper sack from the grocery. Not positive. This was something that Andrea made, and it was kind of, I thought, sort of complicated, but then in a way it really isn't. But, and I don't know if I can even explain it, but you put the book page or whatever page into the journal, and then this envelope, you have an envelope that fits down over it, if that makes any sense. This completely comes off, but I won't take it completely off. And then this is just an envelope that I had that worked, and then I attached a sheet here that you could write on, and I didn't even cover up the inside, so it's really not very well finished. But this is just junk mail and a book page, and this book page has been stenciled, and it fits in the back of this envelope in here. And actually you could put a number of things, as Andrea did, in this back pocket, because see, it all slips down onto the page that you've put into the journal. I know that makes no sense at all. Anyway, you'll have to look at Andrea's videos. This one is a freebie that she gave us, and I really like this black on white. It's a butterfly and some nice plants. I really like that piece of paper. This is a belly band made. This is a napkin and some garden book page. This had also been already made up. It's a journaling card, and I put one of my butterflies on it, a little piece of cardboard that has some gesso, and a small ticket. I believe this, not ticket, tag, and I believe this comes from Foxy Creations, Tracy Fox, I believe. And this is just a piece of paper pad. And I've got on here, travel the world over to find the beautiful. And that just fit in there real nicely. I did really try to use what I had. This is coffee dyed paper. There's another little butterfly with a little bling. And this has been covered with, I don't know what it is, piece of card. Covered with the collage page. And this is an index card that I've put lines on the back here, and I've put one of the freebie pieces of paper. We've had this for a long time, and I had put that on the front. And then, believe it or not, at the beginning I was taking things out of magazines, and so I took this out of a magazine and mounted it on this little piece of card. And of course, it's just, I love the picture that it's, you know, the white, and I love the lemons and the yellow. I'm not sure what those are. They could be anemones or something. I'm not sure. I think that's maybe what they are. Anyway, that goes there. And this is this page here in full. And I put it on the front of this page, and it opens out. And I don't know, I just liked this page. So I printed it out from Pinterest, and I just put it in here so you could just draw or write or doodle. And this piece is heavy. As you can see, here's a mark over here that, what do you call those indicators? Anyway, it was something heavy duty that I made it out of, and then I covered it all up. This is, of course, her eco-dyed paper, and I had printed on the back of it one of her, this is a ledger type, and it had been made to look like it was coffee dyed. Andrea did that, I didn't. So anyway, I did that to cover up this side and some more journaling space. This page is simply from a paper pad or something I picked up as a single sheet. I'm not really sure. I hope I'm not out of frame. And this page is a coffee dyed page and a freebie tag I found. And this is just a scrap piece of napkin I had, so I put it on the top. And one of the butterflies from one of the kits. This is a real old calendar page, 1979, that I still have. It was one of those things that you bought and you were going to keep a record of what you did all day long, and I didn't. And this is a music page, and the song was called Sandman. And on this side it says Children's Hymn. I have a book of children's music that was in my grandfather's books. He wasn't an ordained minister, but he and his family preached at churches all the time in their younger years, and this was one of his old hymnals. This is also a napkin, and that I've decoupaged on this piece of paper, and it's a kind of a smallish piece that I again confiscated from the mail, and it had some nice font lettering on here, so I didn't cover it up except with the napkin. So this is also napkin, same napkin actually. And this I put the collage papers on, and it's an envelope. And on this side I have a little small card with a little ticket in there, and a little piece of napkin. And I've got couple of little journaling cards in here. I'm not sure about that one, but I'm sure this one came from Andrea. This is all on a music page, and I'm not sure what this was to begin with. Oh, okay, it's a sack. I get sacks at the pharmacy, and I cut them off just below the lettering and make pockets, sort of like glassine. And they, it's a little rattly. And so I left it open so you could put something behind it or inside the pocket. And as you can see, I've decoupaged, or what is it called? Anyway, I did that. That's a little piece of washi tape. And I believe this is a tea card from Carol, and some other papers, and it's just miscellaneous. But it makes a nice pocket. And you can see this is rather fragile. I need to put something else on this. This is an envelope, and this was also sort of something that Andrea made, and she had it to where there was something here that you could see, I believe. Anyway, I took the envelope and I just put this nice card inside and decoupaged a couple of things here. This is a piece of card with some lace on it and a little butterfly. And on this side, I've got a little thing I made, and it's also made with some paper from last year's spring journal by Artymaze, and I made it as a little fold out. And this is a napkin, the little bird, and you can journal inside here. In the back is this paper is some of her collage papers, another butterfly that I've fussy cut, and I've got a little ticket in here with some butterflies on it. So it's a little double-sided paper with pockets. And I don't remember whose idea that was, but I follow along with people sometimes and make it right then, and so then sometimes I forget who it came from. A nice card here that looks very springy, and this had been in my papers for some time. Like I said, when I first started, I was just finding what I could, and this was a greeting card, and I just thought it was so pretty, and it's embossed and raised, and it's butterflies, dragonfly, and pretty flowers, and the light's probably making a glare on it. Anyway, I love the colors, and this is an old calendar page out of a book, and it had this purple on it that I thought was rather springy, and so I put this on as a pocket and put that behind it. And this is the other side of that calendar page, and it says April, and it's green. And these are I've tea-dyed or coffee-dyed that. And I dip my pages completely in the liquid and then dry them out in the air on my counter. So they come out pretty solid. This is another one of the postcards that I have, and I'm not sure where that came from either, but this is a real stamp. I went to the post office and I got these. It's a Tiffany lamp, and they're 1-cent stamps. And then I just put my own little mark on it, and it's just blank on the back. This is a piece of Andrea's background papers. This happens to be a little tiny piece from Shabbydabbydoodah. Put a little bow on there. This is all on top of one of my old garden book pages. This is a pocket with a nice butterfly card in it, and I think this is just an envelope that I simply cut off, put the paper on. This is Tim Holtz, I believe, flowers, and another little ticket from Shabbydabbydoodah, and made a pocket out of it, and it's all on tea-dye paper. This is another instance where this is heavy, and I got it from junk mail, and see, it has the writing on this side, and I didn't cover it up. Dear reader, I had no idea. And then I made a guest check here, and it has a little piece of paper and a painted lady butterfly, and this is out of paper. This is paper, it's not cardstock, from Andrea's, one of her kits. Nearly all of them now have some of these background papers, and they're really nice. This is another piece out of one of her kits, and I've made it into a pocket, and I've just put some paper inside that you can write on, and this happens to have that same ledger paper printed on the back of it, but that's just for some extra journaling. Of course, you can journal here. And that was a piece of something, who knows, junk mail. And so I put this on the other side and then filled in a little bit down here with a stencil so that it's the writing was all covered up. And a stencil there and a pocket. This is the center of the one signature. It's only a one signature, and it's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, hand sewn in. And this is her, Andrea's cards that she does the glassine or acetate and makes windows out of them. Me, I'm so lazy. I didn't do that. I just cut them out and put them on some card and used them as they were. I thought they were pretty just like that. And then I fuzzy cut a couple of butterflies and used them here. And this is a piece of paper from Shabbydabbydooddah's kit. And a nice stencil. This covers up lettering. You can see it a little bit here. A small little flower there and a card that I had made and covered up with music paper and odds and ends. And it made a nice tag. And I can't remember. No, this has been, I think I glued this on. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it's folded. Anyway, I put a piece on here to dress that up. This has been so long since I made this, and I've forgotten. Another one of Andrea's eco-dyed papers, which I love. And I just put it on here for extra. I should have printed some lines on the back of it for extra journaling, and it just folds out there. This is a page from one of her collaging pages. And here's the other side of the gardening book. And this is something I made. And it didn't really turn out all that terrific. But it was a good idea. It's made with an envelope, which Andrea's making things out of envelopes right now. But this has been made for a long time. And I made it with a pocket on this side that goes out to the side. And I just put a nice piece of card in there. It's actually a piece embossed, and it's almost like a cardstock. I've had that paper for a long, long time. And then this side is a pocket also, and I don't seem to have anything in there. I thought I did, but I don't seem to. Well, I guess I need to put something in there. On this side is the other side of that calendar page. And I put a piece of card up here as a little pocket. And this is a little note card that I've had. I don't even know how long. I've had it for many, many, many years. It's yellowed, which is perfect. And a perfect little journaling place right there. It has a rabbit and a bird and some pretty flowers. Perfect. And this side is the other side of that calendar, and it was purple here. Something here that I didn't want to look at, so I covered it up with purple pen. And a purple crocus or something. One of the first things you see in the, this came from General Foods. The first thing you see in the snow in the springtime. And this is out of one of Andrea's kits too. Now this piece, it looks like I put it on with a brush. I don't remember that piece for sure. What did I do with it? Oh, I don't think I used it to its full advantage, because I don't think I put it, oh yes I did. Yes I did, it's a pocket. And I put a little bird, and I believe that came off of a calendar. So as you can see, I really did make it out of just things I had around. And this pocket comes from Deli Girl, 1961, who was the first person that I listened to and began to learn from in junk journaling. And this is a card that I made up, and I put some some paper on it, I think. And then I stenciled it, and then I've put a ticket, and there's another picture of that in small. And I don't remember this little piece. I think it's from one of the collage pages. And it makes a nice ticket. And the other side of my music, and the other side of my envelope. And this is kind of a sad looking little card. It's made with paper sack on the back. And it has a napkin on the front. and a little bit of music paper and a little bit of odds and ends here. And as you can see, I didn't have all that good a luck with it, but I sealed it, and it has some gesso on it, I believe. Anyway, I decided I should just go ahead and put it in there. And then I put a little piece here on the back of the envelope for journaling. And this is a pocket, and I have another one of those pretty postcards. And then I have the small postcard with the ticket, and I have a little tab on here just to indicate that this is an index card, and this I made some time ago, and I put the tab on it, so this tab was already there. So and here's a little piece of cheesecloth, and that's a rather dark piece, and I probably have covered something up. Yep, here's the writing. So I just used the papers I had, dyed them, and then covered them up. And the other side of the song, and the other side of the little calendar page. And here's another envelope that I have made into a pocket. And I should have put something else on here, but instead I just stamped it with my music stamp and put two kinds of brown on the top that a friend gave me. And this is the other side of that piece of paper pad, and another one of these, and this is also covering up something. This is some kind of advertisement or something that was blue, and I just put this on top to cover up the lettering. And this also has been covered up, and you could write here, and I just put this little piece here for whatever reason. I sometimes don't know why I do things. And this is another one of my sacks, only I left this one open, and it has a postcard in it. And I put some paper here that I liked on the front, and I keep wiggling around. And this is just made into a little envelope, and it has a cute little butterfly card in it and a little lace on it. And there's the other side of that black and white, and the other side of my garden page. And this was another project or tutorial, I think, that Andrea did, and I didn't do it exactly like she did, but I put it on the back of this. Here's the thing, and I glued it onto this brown paper and put some lace, and it's got some gesso and some stenciling in it, and it has two pockets. Here's one on the top, and that card came from Carol Tinson, and I stuck another one of my little cardboard pieces in the bottom pocket, and this could be a paper clip. I didn't make it into one, but it could easily have been a paper clip. And then that's the last page and the back. And there it is. After all this time, I finally am showing it to you. And partly because I fell down and hurt my hands so badly, and they look so bad that I didn't want anyone to see them. Secondly, I got it all confused and messed up, so I didn't want to do it. And then, I don't know, life. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate each and every one of you that have subscribed to my channel. And if there's someone out there that hasn't subscribed, I hope you will. I have like 4 more or 5 more newish things to show you, and so I'll be making several videos. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.